The Valorian warship descended through Earth's atmosphere with all the grace of a falling cathedral. Its shields shimmered like soap bubbles, and its hull bore the scars of 1,000 battles fought across the galaxy. Commander Zexler stood at the bridge, his forearms crossed in what his species considered a posture of ultimate authority. "Prepare the protection protocols," he announced to his crew. "These humans will be grateful for our guardianship." The Valorians had arrived with noble intentions. They'd monitored Earth for decades, watching humanity stumble through its technological adolescence. Wars, climate disasters, political chaos, it seemed obvious that humans needed protection. The Galactic Council had debated for years, before finally authorizing the Valorian Guard to establish a protective garrison on Earth. What they didn't know was that humans had a very different interpretation of protection. Olivia Rodriguez stood in the observation deck of the International Space Station, watching the Valorian ship approach. As the chief diplomat for the United Earth Response Team, she'd been briefed on their arrival. The aliens wanted to protect humanity. It was, objectively speaking, adorable. "They're hailing us," said Oliver Chun, the station's communications officer. He adjusted his glasses, a nervous habit he'd never quite shaken despite years in space. "Should I put them through?" "Go ahead," Olivia said, smoothing her uniform. "Let's see what our new babysitters have to say." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing Commander Zexler's imposing figure. His species stood nearly 8 feet tall, with chitinous armor plating that had evolved over millennia. He looked like evolution's answer to a tank. "Greetings, humans," Zexler began, his translator rendering his clicks and whistles into perfect English. "I am Commander Zexler of the Valorian Guard. We have come to provide protection for your vulnerable species. Your planet faces many threats, both internal and external. We shall shield you from harm." Olivia glanced at Oliver, who was clearly trying not to smile. She cleared her throat professionally. "Commander, that's very thoughtful of you, but I'm not sure we require protection. We've managed fairly well so far." Zexler's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. "Respectfully, human Olivia, your species has barely achieved basic spaceflight. You still fight wars among yourselves? Your planet's ecosystem is in crisis? You are like younglings who have not yet grown their armor plating." Oliver muted his microphone and whispered, "Did he just compare us to babies?" "She," Olivia hissed, though her lips twitched. Into the she said, "Commander, perhaps you should meet us planetside. We can discuss the details of your guardianship." 3 days later, Commander Zexler stood in the Nevada desert surrounded by his elite guard unit. They'd chosen this location for its remoteness, perfect for establishing their first protection outpost. Around them, humans in military uniforms and civilian clothes watched with expressions that Zexler couldn't quite interpret. His translator handled language, but facial expressions remained mysterious. "We shall begin construction of Defense Station Alpha," Zexler announced. "From here, we will monitor threats and coordinate protection efforts across your planet." That's when Olivia stepped forward, Oliver trailing behind her with a tablet. "Commander, before you begin, there's something you should know about Earth. We have studied your world extensively," Zexler assured her. "We know of your volcanic activity, your severe weather patterns, your dangerous fauna." "It's not the planet we're worried about," Oliver interrupted, then immediately looked apologetic for speaking out of turn. Olivia smiled. "What my colleague means is that Earth's most dangerous element is already well protected." By itself, Zexler's confusion registered through his translator as a series of confused clicks. "Explain." What followed was a presentation that would fundamentally reshape the Valorians' understanding of humanity. Oliver pulled up holographic displays showing Earth's history. Not the sanitized version the Galactic Council had seen, but the real one. Humans had survived ice ages by hunting megafauna to extinction with pointed sticks. They'd turned wolves into pets and viruses into vaccines. They'd split the atom just to see what would happen, then felt bad about it and mostly stopped. They'd landed on their own moon using computers less powerful than a modern toaster. propelled by controlled explosions and sheer stubbornness. You see, Olivia explained gently, we appreciate the concern, Commander. We really do. But humans don't need protection from our environment. We are the environment's protection from us. A Valorian soldier shifted nervously. But your wars are getting rarer, Oliver interjected, gaining confidence. We're working on it. Turns out when you can destroy your entire species several times over, you develop a strong motivation for conflict resolution. Zexter processed this information, his mandibles clicking thoughtfully. But the Galactic Council's reports indicated you were a vulnerable species requiring guardianship. Well, Olivia said carefully, we might have let them think that. Having a galactic reputation as the universe's underdogs has certain diplomatic advantages. Nobody expects much from us, which means we can surprise them. You deceived the Council? We prefer to think of it as managing expectations, Oliver added quickly. A long silence followed. Zexter looked at his soldiers, then at the assembled humans, then at the vast desert around them. Somewhere in the distance, a fighter jet screamed across the sky. Humans, playing with machines that broke the sound barrier for fun, finally. The commander's posture shifted into what his species considered deep respect. I begin to understand. You do not need guards. You need witnesses? Olivia's smile was brilliant. Now you're getting it. The galaxy should probably know that humanity is here, and that we're trying very hard to be good. Most of the time. But having friends would be nice, Oliver added softly. Zexter's mandibles relaxed into what might have been a smile. Then perhaps we can renegotiate our mission parameters. Not guards, but allies? Allies sounds perfect, Olivia agreed, as the sun set over the Nevada desert. The Valorian commander learned an important lesson that would be shared throughout the galaxy. Humanity didn't need protection from the universe. The universe probably needed protection from humanity's enthusiasm, curiosity, an unfortunate habit of befriending anything that held still long enough, but having someone around to make sure they didn't accidentally blow anything up. That wasn't protection. That was just good friendship. And humans, it turned out, were excellent at making friends even with 8-foot-tall alien warriors who'd come to babysit them.